Let's now bring in CTV News political commentator Scott Reid in the conversation. Hi, Scott. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
So what did you think of this highly anticipated opening of the Parliament session? Pierre Poilievre starting on a collegial, friendly note and then, of course, making his point in his style.
No question. And as you say, it started with a little bit of grace, a handshake, an acknowledgement of the quick by-election. They were a bit gracious with one another. Even a bit of humor here and there as they both cracked a couple jokes. But it didn't take long before we got into it, and there was a confrontation. And the leader of the opposition is accusing the prime minister of breaking his promises and failing to change things for the better. And the prime minister is rattling off the promises that he believes he's kept. So I'll be honest with you, I thought I had anticipation that this was going to be a Titanic, you know, Muhammad Ali, Joe Fraser type of square off. And it left me a little tepid. It was a little bit less combative than maybe we might have expected.
And do you think that's thanks to Pierre Poilievre's style, the way he started?
Well, it was a real contrast in styles because he started on a gracious note, and then he moved to, you know, the sort of typical, everything is terrible, there's chaos, there's the country's out of control, and everything is plummeting. I guess from my perspective, I thought he was less specific, the leader of the opposition, than I expected. I thought he might drill down hard and really make, for example, something like the price of housing for younger Canadians, or something like crime in major cities, the very specific focus of his attacks. It was much more of a political, rhetorical back and forth between the two. I don't think that much of what happened today will matter or change a single vote in the country. Yeah,
and also something I noticed, Scott, and you can weigh in on this, the fact that Pierre Poilievre also gave time to other MPs on the Conservative side to speak today. I mean, as his comeback to the fall session, he could have taken a lot more time in terms of questions, but he decided to divide it well.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Those are choices that the leaders make. He might have chosen to showcase himself a little bit more. But look, the themes and the battle lines are well drawn. The Conservatives are going to try to paint the Liberals as the same old crew. They've been there for 4 terms in a row. Don't be distracted by the replacement of Justin Trudeau with Mark Carney. It's high deficits, high crime, high prices. And, you know, the government, of course, is going to say, we're focused on trying to build a stronger economy in the face of Trump trade and all those troubles. And that's going to be the clash we're going to witness over the course of the fall. And in particular, as was hinted at in today's question period, come that budget, which we now expect probably in early November.
Indeed. And I want to talk for a minute about the Prime Minister and his performance. What did you think? Because it felt as though the Prime Minister sort of needs to get used to the clock with the 35 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, I've dealt with a lot of leaders that have gone into question period, and they have found that to be a challenge. It goes by fast, and you get to squeeze very few words in. But, you know, by and large, I give the Prime Minister high marks. The question I had in my mind, the thing that I was watching for, was whether he would allow himself to get or to appear to get irritated. There was none of that. He appeared to be enjoying himself. He was cracking jokes and going back and forth. That one moment we saw where he accidentally referred to Pierre Poilievre as the minister. And giving him a battlefield promotion. And so, you know, by and large, he looked pretty loose.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for right now. CTV News political commentator Scott Reid. Thank you for this, Scott.
Thank you.